asks you to follow. We'll do some role plays and some scenario-based activities. So that will be where your mentors come in and raise issues and things like that, and you'll have to learn how to first manage that as well as record that information appropriately, and learn to escalate when you need to escalate it up the chain. So we'll be doing that again in the training room, and then we'll be doing some record keeping procedures in the workplace with the mentor. Okay. Again, it's really critical that you learn to do this because part of your team leader role is dealing with people, which you are good at, but it's really important to keep records of all of these things as well. And the last learning objective we spoke about is preparing and generating reports. So you will need to meet with your staff manager on a weekly basis now. And in doing that, you'll also need to submit a report to him, and there's certain requirements around that, and they're outlined in the standard reporting procedures. So we'll be following that document. And what we'll be doing is, apart from my explanations, we'll analyse a report that's already in place so that we'll understand the structure and the detail and the layout of it. And then I will demonstrate how you do it, how you prepare a report and how you generate it quite physically. I'll teach you how to do that. And then you'll be given, again, many opportunities to actually practice in the training room and in the workplace with your mentor. So that is the methods and activities that we plan to go through for this learning program. Is there anything there that you have any questions around?
No, I think that all makes sense. Clear.
All right, so in order to put together a framework for this learning program, I spoke about it before being a 12-week program in total. So it's 6 weeks of training. So we'll spend Monday and Wednesdays in the training room from 8 to 12, and then you can have your standard lunch break after that. And then on Fridays we'll be in the workplace, so you'll be physically in the place that you will be working, and your staff manager will be more or less supervising that piece of work, but I will be there as an observer and to assist where required. On top of that, you'll actually have your mentors on board as well. So there'll be 3 of us in the workplace assisting you with activities on the Friday. So that's where it kind of gets a bit real. Then we're going to have 2 weeks of revision. So that's an opportunity for all the learners to come up and ask questions. I have a program in place to revise, but I'm happy to adjust that to suit what your needs might be. So if you're struggling with anything within the online system or anything specific, we can go through that and make sure that you're comfortable with all those things. And then after that, we have our 4-week assessment period, which is the period, obviously you can start before, but there's a period there that you can undertake your assessment within the workplace, and the staff manager's obviously aware of that and happy to support you doing that. And I will be available either online or a phone call or a video conference in a certain time on a Monday. So you'll still have my support behind the scenes as you need it. In terms of meetings, I will be meeting with the staff manager on a weekly basis on a Monday afternoon, and the purpose of that meeting is that we just go through your feedback that you submit on a Friday. So every Friday after our workplace training, there'll be a form that's given to you, and it'll ask you a series of questions. You'll be able to fill that out and submit it to me, and then I will be able to analyse that and bring it back to the staff manager and say, look, this, some learners are struggling with this, we really need to look at this, or this doesn't make sense, or whatever it is. So on a Monday, I'll be going through the staff manager, that sort of thing, as well as any improvements we can make to the program. And then you will have the opportunity to meet with Malcolm on a fortnightly basis on a Friday afternoon, and that's your opportunity to go through anything that you might be struggling with, or anything that's working, anything we should be doing differently. And he will obviously bring that to me to my weekly meetings with him, and we can improve the program to suit.
Sounds good.
So I've been through where you'll be doing it: Mondays and Wednesdays in the training room, Fridays in the workplace. Like I said, your staff manager is very keen to support you, so not only is he supervising on Fridays the workplace training activities, but he's also going to come in on a Monday and make sure that you're comfortable and do a bit of a welcome and go through his experience of each of these objectives that we're looking at as well. And again, your mentors are there on a Friday, but also they'll attend the role play activities and scenario based activities, and they're people that you can go to if you're struggling with something as well.
Right.
So you're very much supported
Yes.
as you do this learning program. So in terms of learning resources, I've been through most of them already. The other two that you just need to be aware of is that we have to work under the code of conduct that the hospitals put in place, as well as their work health and safety policies and procedures. So that will be quite important. Generally speaking, you will have access to a computer, both in the training room and the workplace, and you'll have access to computers, online system, and all the software that you need to be able to undertake this training successfully, and then obviously undertake your role successfully. So you'll have everything that you need. In the training room, I have a projector and a whiteboard, so I'll be making use of those. And if you can just bring along some paper, pens, a folder, a USB stick, things like that, that would be fantastic.
Okay, right.
Work health and safety considerations. We pretty much have similar responsibilities there. It's up to us to take care of ourselves, the safety of everyone around us as well. So we have to make sure that everything that we do doesn't negatively impact the health of anybody else. We have to make sure that we are familiar with the emergency evacuation procedures and the safety instructions, which is something that I will go through on the first week.
Okay.
And we just have to be familiar with the work health and safety policy, which I'm sure you already are, having worked there for 10 years, and what those procedures involve. We need to participate in safety training and consultation if required. I will let you know if that's a requirement. And we are both responsible for identifying hazards and reporting them to either Malcolm or the WHS officer. If that happens, like, I would also like to know, so it's important that you tell me if something's wrong, and I will address it as well. If we have any return to work employees, which we don't, you would be required to support them through the program as well, and you do need to wear the appropriate PPE. Okay.
Yes, okay.
So that's the guts of the learning program. Are you comfortable? Is there any questions you have?
No, I think that's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, be comfortable of where it's going to be and the kind of activities that will take place. Okay. So the other thing that you need to be aware of is that you are assessed. And then there are two types of assessments you'll be undertaking. One is a knowledge test, where you'll be required to define and demonstrate processes and procedures. So that's your knowledge about the topics that you learn. And the other thing is to actually produce some evidence that your skills are where they should be. So that will be through a work-based project. So the knowledge test will include all of the learning objectives we went through: mandatory training, staff rosters, reporting, recording, facilitating, and recording a staff meeting. The work-based project, you'll need to be able to produce a mandatory training schedule as well as a staff roster. You will need to prove over the course of a week that you've recorded daily events appropriately and incidences. And you'll also have to prepare and generate 4 reports over the course of a month for the staff manager. So they're the assessment tasks. Are you comfortable with that?
Yes, I am.
So the final thing I just want to talk to you about is your responsibilities as a learner outside of the WHS responsibilities. These are that if you have any learning needs, you need to tell me. So that I can better support you. So if you begin to struggle with anything, or you're finding that something's becoming a little bit more difficult than you'd hoped, please let me know, because I'm here to support you through your training. You need to participate in the training and contribute. And you're such a good people person, I'm sure you'll be comfortable to contribute your 10 years of experience, which would be great. you need to complete all the training requests and the assessments that are given to you in order to be deemed competent in this training. And if you could participate in the training feedback. So like I said, every Friday I'm going to give you a form to fill out. I need you to fill that out. It's really important, not only for yourself, but also for me. So you can sit down and reflect about the learning that you've undertaken.
Yeah.
And then you can also reflect on the training that I've given. And by giving me that feedback, I can make amendments and improvements to the program itself.
Yeah. Great.
How do you feel about that?
That's all fine.
You sure?
Yes.
It's a lot to take on. So that's your copy, but what I will do is we need to sign off on the program and both commit to the training. So if you could just sign there, Bob. And I will sign here. Thank you. That is fantastic. So like I said, training will kick off on the 24th of May.
Yep.
I will scan all of this in and send it to you, so you have your own hard copy. And I guess I will see you in the training rooms soon.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.